Hello all, good morning. In today's topic we will discuss regarding the health insurance and central government health scheme. So coming to this health insurance, so I guess everybody are familiar with this health insurance. What is this health insurance means? So people who want this health insurance, they will pay some amount of money based on the plans they are choosing to the particular company. So these companies, whenever we are falling sick, or whenever there is a need for medical treatment, or whenever there is need for a surgical treatment, then these insurance policies will come into play and they will pay behalf of us. Means whenever we are choosing an insurance policy, if we have any kind of accidents, or if we have any kinds of medical situations, or any surgical interventions you may need, so during that time this health insurance can be claimed in the corporate or private hospitals. So what is the need means? So health insurance will give you whenever you are in a need. So this health insurance, it will protect you from high unexpected costs. Means, for example, we are choosing the policy there. So the policies will be like, if you pay 3,000 per year, your family members will be covered like 1 lakh to 2 lakh amount. If you are paying 10,000 per year, your family members and you will be covered for at least 5 lakhs of amount. Like that, these policies will be there. So whenever there is need of the medical bill, these health insurances can be claimed in the hospitals. They make the quality treatment affordable. Means, so nobody can go and afford lakhs of rupees for treatment in the government hospital except a wealthy person. So for middle class families, we people must need an health insurance. So this health insurance will help us during the unexpected high cost for the medical bill. So it will give us the high quality treatment at an affordable price. Next one is, it doesn't need any kind of cash, because if you are sick, if you have this health insurance policy, you can directly go to the corporate hospital and you can claim your insurance there, and you will have a tax benefit also. So these are some benefits with the health insurance. So if you see here, health insurance in India, it is covering about, means it is very limited, and it is covering about only 13% of the total population. So there are different types of schemes which were categorized. So we'll discuss clearly. First one is voluntary health insurance schemes, or private for profit schemes. So here in this public sector, the General Insurance Corporation, which is called as GIC, and its 4 subsidiary companies, which were like National Insurance Corporation, and New India Assurance Company, Oriental Insurance Company, and United Insurance Company, and Life Insurance Company, which is also called as LIC. So they provide this. These are the companies which are providing the voluntary insurance schemes. So if you see now, currently there were few companies we everybody know what is this Bajaj Alliance, and ICICI, Royal Sundaram, and Kolamandalam. Among all these are some private insurance companies which were offering the insurance. So nowadays we have so many other companies, but as per books I am saying you these companies only. So what is this? These are the voluntary health insurance schemes. These are private for the profit schemes. Means whoever the person is having these policies, whenever he is feeling sick, so from these companies we can claim those money from these companies, so that our treatment is in an affordable manner. So next one is employer based schemes. So if you see these employer based schemes, means this first one, voluntary health insurance schemes, is for general public. Coming to the employer based schemes, here the persons who are working in the railway, the persons who are working in the defense system and security forces, the persons who are working in the mining sector, like our Telangana mines, and the persons who are working in the medical services. So these members, they are getting the employer based schemes. So in these workers, if you are a central government worker, or if you are a state government worker, or if you are working in the mine fields, or if you are working in the railway or defense, based on the sector you are working, your sector will provide you all kinds of medical bills, all kinds of medical treatment which is required. So the health insurance is covered for employers from the department where they are working, from the sector where they are working. Next one is insurance which is offered by the non-governmental organizations, or you can call it as a community based health insurance. So if you see here, these are some examples here. Self-Employed Women's Association, SIVA, it is offering the insurance. Amul Dairy Cooperatives, which is there in Gujarat, means Anand Milk Union Limited. So this one is also offering the health insurance. The Mallur Milk Cooperative in Karnataka, it is also offering the health insurance. And if you see Action for Community Organization, Rehabilitation and Development in Nilgiris, means Accord, it is also offering the insurances, health insurances and voluntary health agencies, which is located in Chennai. And Kadamalai Kalanjya Vattara Sangam, which is also called as KKVS, which is located in Madurai, it is also offering the health insurance. And and the other one is Raigarh Ambikapur Health Association, which is also called as RAHA. It is located in Chandigarh, Chhattisgarh. So these are the non-governmental organizations which are offering the health insurances. Next one is mandatory health insurance schemes or government run schemes. So these government run schemes include the central government health schemes such as CGHS and employee state insurance schemes such as ESIS. So if you see CGHS, central government health schemes, we will discuss clearly in the coming topic. So the employees who are working in the central governments, the government is mandatorily taking some amount for these persons, so that whenever they are falling sick, it was covering the medical bills from those account. And in previous classes we have seen regarding ESI, employee state insurance scheme. So this in this employee state insurance scheme, on the basis of the daily wages, some amount of rupees were deducted from the employee salary. So whenever they are required, this amount is used for the health and other treatment purposes. So these are some mandatory health insurance schemes. So what are the schemes that we are having? We are having firstly voluntary health insurance schemes, and we are having the employee based schemes, means based on the sector where they are working. We are having insurance which are offered by the NGOs, non-governmental organizations. And next one is we are having the mandatory health insurance schemes or government run schemes. So firstly we will discuss regarding the central government health scheme. So coming to the central government health scheme, the CGHS, it was started under the Indian Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. When it was started, means it was started in the year 1954. It was started in the year 1954. What is the main objective? Means it want to provide comprehensive medical care. It want to provide comprehensive medical care facilities to the central government employees as well as the pensioners and their dependents who are residing in the CGHS covered cities. Means the people, the employees or the pensioners who are living in the CGHS covered cities, means where the central government health scheme benefits are covered, there wherever the persons are living, these persons are getting the medical benefits. So if you see it, as it was started, it was initially started in the year 1954 in the city Delhi. So subsequently, means as the days had fallen, the CGHS services, this CG, central government health services, they were extended to different cities. So in these cities we have 17 main cities. It was extended to Allahabad, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Jabalpur, Lucknow, Chennai, West Bengal, Nagpur, Patna and Pune, Kanpur, Thiruvananthapuram and Guwahati. These are the cities where the CGHS was extended later on. It was there in Delhi. When it was established in the year 1954, it was pertained only to Delhi, but later on it was extended to these following 17 cities. So what is this CGHS, to whom it is being covered? So as I said here earlier, the people who are living in these CGHS covered cities, mainly the people who are living in these 17 cities, these people and their dependents, they are receiving the benefits of this CGHS. So to whom this CGHS is applicable, means all the central government servants, those who are getting payments from the civil estimates. So if you see here, the people who are working in railways and the people who are employed under the Delhi administration, so these people do not get the CGHS covered, but the Delhi, if you see Delhi police and all the central government servants who are getting paid from the civil estimates, except from the railway workers and those who are administered and those who are paid under the administration of Delhi. So except these workers, all the other people are having the coverage of CGHS. And if you see the pensioners who are getting the pension from the civil estimates and their family members and their beneficiaries and their dependents, these people are also having coverage for this CGHS program. And if any pensioner is residing in the non-CGHS areas, they will have an ID card, so they can go to the nearest CGHS covered city and they can get free benefits and free treatment under this CGHS program. So the medical facilities that are provided through the wellness centers, mainly these are the wellness centers. We are having the polyclinics, they are having under polyclinics which are working under the allopathy and Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha and homeopathic systems of the medicines. And if you see here, there are mainly 254 allopathic dispensaries are there, 19 polyclinics are there, and 78 Ayush dispensaries are there, and 3 yoga centers are there, and 65 laboratories are there, and 17 dental units were there. So these were the CGHS dispensaries which were available. Currently 254 allopathic dispensaries are available, 19 polyclinics are there, 78 Ayush clinics are there, and 3 yoga centers are there, and 65 laboratories and 17 dental units are present in the under the CGHS program. Coming to the main components of the scheme. So what are all the main components? Means they are providing the domiciliary care, they are providing the maternal child health services. So mainly through dispensary services, they are including the domiciliary care and MCH services, and specialist consultation is there. They are present at the dispensary, they are present at the polyclinic, and they are present at the hospital level also. These are including X-ray, and these are including the ECG and other laboratory examination. If at all required, the person also can get hospitalized under this scheme. And and it is an organization mainly for the purchase, storage and distribution of supply of medicines and other requirements for the beneficiaries, mainly who are covered under this CGHS program, and the health education is given to the beneficiaries under this program. So these are some main components under the program of CGHS. Next one we have is Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, which is also called as RSBY. So this one, the central government health insurance scheme, it was given to the persons who are living below the poverty line, means families who are under unorganized sector. So this was launched in the year 2007 on October 1st. So the majority of the financing, that is about 75% of the finance which is required, it is given by the central government, and remaining 25% is paid by the state government. So if anybody wants to get under this scheme, they must pay an amount of 30 rupees to the insurance company, and this money is adjusted for the premium that has to be made to the insurance company by the state government. So what are all the benefits means? So if a person is getting hospitalized, he can get up to an expense amount of 30,000, and there were 725 predefined surgical packages. It is including the maternal newborn care and daycare services. It is covering all the pre-existing diseases, and government is paying about 1 to 5 days hospitalization expenses. And the transportation cost, that is, if a person is going from home to hospital, so per visit the government will pay like 100 rupees. In an year he will get the maximum amount of 1000 rupees. So for 10 visits he will get like 100 rupees per a visit. These are some benefits. So coming to the exclusions here. So if any condition that does not require any hospitalization, if a person is going, this scheme will not, it is not applicable. In case of suicide, it is not applicable. In case of war or nuclear invasion, it is not applicable. In case of vaccination, congenital external diseases, and drug and alcohol induced illnesses, and sterilization and fertility related procedures, these are not included in the scheme. Coming to the challenges here. So there was a limited influence over this healthcare delivery mechanism, and high claim ratio is about 140% only, and low level of consumer awareness, means people are not having proper awareness regarding this program, and it is having limited product development and limited knowledge for the staff as well as the agent, and pricing demand by the insurance companies, it was rising day by day. And next one is like lack of proper communication between the third party agents and the hospital. So this is leading to the misconception, means misleading the consumer as well as the third parties. It is, and there was a delay in settlement of the claim. So if any person is claiming with this insurance, there was a complete delay, so that it was avoided by the lot of population. And lack of training support from the insurance as well as the third party attenders. And next one is pre-existing diseases disputes that is occurring between the consumer and the third parties. And different insurance companies are there, and different types of policies and different types of rules and regulations were coming. So all this had become a great challenge for this scheme, Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. So This is regarding the health insurance, CGHS and Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you have any queries, you can drop them in the comment box or you can contact me through my WhatsApp and email. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.